Welcome to a humid evening at Sydney Motorsport Park. We are officially at the halfway point of the VVS season, and the pressure in the paddock is through the roof.
It should be. This circuit is a massive test of commitment, especially through those long, sweeping bends. If you don't have the car balanced, you are going to suffer as the stint goes on.
Rich Snape holds a slender 6-point lead over John Boontakis at the top of the standings. One bad result in the first of our 3 sprints tonight could flip the whole championship on its head.
Keep an eye on Dominic Fovard, too. He is sitting 3rd overall and leading the Pro-Am charge for virtual velocity. He has got that extra weight on board tonight, which makes the braking zones even trickier here.
20 minutes plus a lap to settle the first score of the night. The engines are screaming, the lights are ready. Let's see who can stake their claim in race 7. Martin Mull and Elliot Norton on the front row. They might be further down the championship standings, but that is a serious statement of intent from the pro drivers tonight.
Sydney rewards those who can keep the car stable through the high-speed sections. Having that clean air at the front is a massive advantage compared to the scrap further back.
The championship battle is where it gets really interesting. John Boontakis starts 6th, while our points leader Rich Snape has a lot of work to do from 10th on the grid.
Boontakis will be smelling blood. He has got a few cars between him and Snape, and if he can get through Neil Constable-Berry early, he can really put the hammer down.
Phil Bodkin is the dark horse here in 4th. He already has a win to his name this season, and starting on the 2nd row gives him a massive chance to jump the pros ahead. The lights are out, and we are racing in Sydney. Mull gets a decent launch, but Norton is sticking right with him on the run to the first turn.
Great start from the front row, but look at Boontakis in the SW performance car. He is already looking to make up ground.
The championship leader is under fire already. Ben Nadine has just squeezed past Rich Snape to take 10th place.
Snape was a little hesitant into the braking zone, and Nadine just capitalized on it. That is a massive statement from Nadine early in this race.
Jareth Hallam is carving through the field. He has just gone wheel to wheel with the championship leader Snape and come out on top.
He is not stopping there either. Lemrich and Nadine are sitting ducks. That is 3 overtakes in 5 seconds. For the AP's finest driver, he is on an absolute tear.
Snape is really struggling to find his rhythm. He just lost out to Fannin before immediately trying to snatch the position back.
Fannin wasn't having any of it, though. He held his ground and forced Snape back to 13th. When you're the championship leader, you've got a massive target on your back, and Fannin is hitting it.
Neil Constable-Berry is hounding Norton here. Looks to the inside and makes it stick. That is a superb move to take 3rd place away.
Norton left the door ajar, and Neil didn't need a second invitation. He timed that perfectly, outbraking the pro car to grab that final podium spot for now.
Snape has just punted Fovard. The championship leader has sent the virtual velocity car spinning right off the circuit.
That was a massive error in judgment under braking. The stewards have already handed Snape a penalty for that one. He just didn't give Dominic any room.
Norton is right on the gearbox of Sabo as they head into the braking zone. He goes for the move and takes the position.
Clean pass. Norton is in the pro class, and you can see that pace advantage now. Szabo was wise to let him go rather than lose time fighting.
Szabo dives down the inside of Fannin, but Fannin is having none of it and crosses him back immediately.
That was a classic over-under. Fannin used the better exit speed to reclaim that 11th place before Szabo could even think about covering the line.
Szabo is back again, though. He is not letting this go and makes the move stick this time around.
He really committed to that one. You can see they are both using up their tires in this scrap, but Szabo looks like he has the edge in the traction zones.
Hallam is making his move on Kosick right now. He dives deep, and that is 8th place secured.
Beautifully judged. Kosick didn't have an answer for that pace, and in the Pro-Am fight, those extra points for Hallam are going to be vital.
Boontakis is charging. He's just picked off Hallam and is looking to make the most of Snape's earlier misfortune.
He needs every point he can get to close that gap at the top of the standings. That was a clinical overtake from the SW performance driver.
Kosick looks like he's struggling for grip now, and Szabo is right there to take advantage and move up to 8th.
He definitely missed the apex there, probably some Tyree Degg coming into play. Szabo didn't hesitate for a second to pull the trigger on that pass.
Stokes has just clouded the back of Neil Constable-Berry. That was a massive thump into the braking zone.
He completely misjudged the closing speed there. The stewards have issued a warning for that contact, so he needs to be very careful with his nose for the rest of this sprint.
He doesn't seem to be slowing down, though. He's already hounding Phil Bodkin for that final podium spot.
I've been in that headspace. After a mistake like that, your adrenaline is through the roof. You just want to make up the lost ground immediately.
Stokes sends it down the inside. A clinical move on Bodkin to take away third place.
That is a massive result for Kick-Ass Racing. Bodkin is an AM driver, and he was smart not to fight a pro car too hard there and ruin his own race.
Kosic is looking for a way back past his teammate Sabo, and he manages to find the gap and gets it done.
That is a delicate one when it is your teammate. You want the position, but you cannot risk taking both Danger Racing cars out this late in the race.
Wait, Phil Bodkin is off. He has gone straight into the barriers at high speed.
That looked like a steering failure. Or maybe he just caught the grass on entry. That is a heavy hit for the AM class leader. Let's hope the car isn't too badly damaged.
Out of the final turn and across the line, Martin Moll completes a lights to flag victory. He was untouchable from pole position tonight.
A clinical drive. He controlled the pace, managed the gap, and didn't give the rest of the field a sniff. That is a perfect start to the evening for SW performance.
Neil Constable Barry brings it home in P2. He started on the second row and has driven a really disciplined race to move up a spot.
That is a huge haul of points for Garagisti. He handled the pressure from the faster cars behind and secured a brilliant podium for the AM class.
And here comes Chris Stokes across the line to take the final step on the podium. He started all the way back in 7th, so that is a massive recovery for Kick-Ass Racing.
He really had to work for that one. Despite that earlier warning for the contact with Neil, he kept his composure and used his pro-class pace to fight right back to the front.
Martin Moll was faultless at the front, but the real story is the championship shakeup. Rich Snape had a nightmare with that penalty after the contact with Fovarg.
Snape's loss is Bountakis' gain. While Snape was scuffling in the midfield, Bountakis was picking up crucial points. And that late crash for Phil Bodkin was just gut-wrenching for his AM class lead.
With 8 races still to go, the momentum has completely shifted. If Snape doesn't reset for the next 2 sprints tonight, he could lose that championship lead very quickly. Martin Moll and Chris Stokes are the massive movers after that first sprint. Moll jumps into the top 6, and Stokes is right behind him in 7th.
Rich Snape is very lucky to still be leading this championship. He didn't add a single point to his tally after that penalty, and John Boontakis is still sitting just 6 points back.
And don't overlook Neil Constable Barry. That second place has catapulted him up the order into 13th.
Exactly. In this sprint format, one podium can completely transform your season. He's got the wind in his sails now.
It is time for the reverse grid, and Jody Fannin has been gifted the top spot after a difficult first race. Greg Sabo sits alongside him on the front row.
This is the ultimate test of patience for the faster drivers. Martin Moll won the last race comfortably, but now he is starting dead last. He has to balance aggression with survival through that first lap bottleneck.
The title fight is perfectly poised here too. Boontakis starts in 6th, with Snape right behind him in 7th. They are starting in the danger zone.
I have been in that position, and it is nerve-wracking. You know you are faster than the cars ahead, but one desperate move from someone else can ruin your championship hopes. Snape needs to be clinical after that penalty earlier.
Daniel Kosic in 3rd is the one to watch for me. He is a Pro-Am leader, and starting that far up gives him a massive head start on the pros like Stokes and Moll. The lights go green, and Fannin gets a perfect launch. Daniel Kosic is already splitting the front row as they scream towards the first corner.
It is absolute chaos in the midfield. Snape and Bountakis are side by side. Neither of them wants to give an inch this early on.
Nigel Walters pulls off a clean overtake on Bodkin, but just seconds later, they have come together in a massive way.
Bodkin just punts him from behind. That was a desperate attempt to regain the position, and the stewards have already handed down a penalty for it.
Stokes is charging through. He and Naden both get past Bodkin, and now he is into a proper scrap with Snape for 7th.
They have swapped that position 4 times in as many corners. Snape is defending for his life, but Stokes is just relentlessly forcing the issue.
Neil Constable Barry is currently bogged down in the middle of that frantic pack as they settle into a rhythm.
It is a complete change of scenery for him after that podium in race 1. He is just looking for a gap to open up so he can start that climb back toward the front.
Kosick finds the gap and he is through. Daniel Kosick takes the lead of the race away from Jody Fannin.
Oh, contact! Fannin understeers right into the side of Kosick. The stewards have already handed Fannin a penalty for that move.
They are trading paint and trading places now. Fannin, then Kosick, then Fannin again. This is absolute desperation for the lead. Greg Szabo is on a mission. He has just picked off Jared Hallam to reclaim third place on the road.
Szabo is driving with a lot of confidence right now. He knew he had the pace on Hallam and he set that move up perfectly, out of the previous turn.
Neil Constable-Berry gets the move done on Nadine for 8th, but Ben is fighting right back into the next braking zone.
And he takes it back. Nadine refused to be bullied there. That was a great piece of defensive driving, followed by an immediate counterattack.
Snape and Kosick have come together. The championship leader is in the thick of it again, and it is costing him dearly.
That was incredibly messy. They are banging wheels, and Snape is losing all his momentum while Kosick just muscles his way back past.
He is falling like a stone now. Ben Naden and Neil Constable-Berry have both swamped him, sending Snape down to 8th.
He has completely lost his rhythm after that contact. Nigel Walters and Phil Bodkin aren't waiting around either. They are both through.
And here come the heavy hitters. Race 1 winner Martin Mol breezes past the moderate effort car for 11th place.
Bontakis gets him too. Snape has gone from fighting for 4th to 12th in the blink of an eye. This is a disaster for his title lead.
Neil Constable-Berry is on the move again. He has just muscled his way past Kosick to snatch 5th position away.
Kosick hits him. He has understeered straight into the side of the Garrigisti car. The stewards have already seen it. That's a penalty for Daniel.
The floodgates have opened. Nadine and Walters are through as Kosick and Neil continue to battle for the same piece of tarmac.
It is total carnage in that complex. Phil Bodkin picks up the pieces and slides through too. Kosick has completely lost his head here.
Martin Mol is continuing his recovery drive. He has just dispatched Kosick to move up into 8th place.
Mol is showing his class here. He started at the very back, and he is picking these drivers off one by one with clinical precision.
Trouble for Robert Cormack. He has lost it and gone straight into the barriers.
He was having a decent run in 4th, but that is a big impact. He might have just asked too much of those tires trying to keep the leaders in sight.
Kosick isn't done yet. He has just dived back past Martin Mol to retake that 8th position.
That was a gutsy move. Even with a penalty hanging over him, he is still fighting for every single inch of track tonight.
Nigel Walters is making moves late in this race. He has just got past Hallam for 5th.
He has kept his nose clean while everyone else was crashing, and now he is reaping the rewards. That is a great result for the Kick-Ass Racing entry.
Stokes has caught Szabo at last. He goes for the move and takes away 2nd place as they head toward the end of the race.
Szabo is hanging on though. He's looking for a way back pass immediately. He's not letting that podium spot go without a fight.
Szabo gets him back. He dives down the inside and retakes 2nd. What a battle this is between the AM and the Pro.
Oh no! Stokes has just punted him. He's sent Greg Szabo spinning right off the circuit at the worst possible time.
That was completely unnecessary from Stokes. The stewards have already confirmed a penalty. You just can't take a driver out like that. Jody Fannin takes the checkered flag. He led from the start, survived the contact with Kosick, and secures a massive win from pole.
He had to deal with so much pressure, and that penalty is still Loom NG, but on the road, that was a champion's drive under immense scrutiny.
Greg Szabo limps across the line for 2nd place despite that late spin, and Chris Stokes is right on his gearbox in 3rd.
Stokes will be kicking himself for that move on Szabo. He had the pace to win this, but that penalty is going to hurt his overall result in the final standings.
2 very different races for those two. Szabo showed incredible resilience to hold on to that podium after the contact. Jody Fannin converts pole to a win, but the real story is the absolute meltdown for the championship frontrunners. Rich Snape had another nightmare, plummeting down the order after that mess with Kosick.
It was a proper demolition derby at times. Stokes and Fannin both took the flag at the front, but with penalties hanging over them. You can tell the pressure of the mid-season is getting to everyone.
Bontakis has closed the gap to Snape significantly. 1 race left tonight at Sydney, and the momentum has completely shifted away from the points leader. It is incredible that after all that chaos, the gap at the very top between Snape and Buntakis remains exactly 6 points. They have both struggled to find the points in these first two sprints.
They really have. But look at Nigel Walters. He has surged up the standings into 7th place. And Jody Fannon's win has hauled him from the bottom of the table right up to 18th.
Greg Chabot is another big winner tonight, now sitting 15th after that resilient podium. The mid-pack is tightening up while the leaders are stumbling.
That is the danger of focusing too much on your title rival. I have seen it many times. You forget about the rest of the pack, and suddenly you are being swamped by the guys finding their form.
Final race of the night here at Sydney. Marcin Moll is back on pole position and looking to bookend the evening with another victory.
He has been the class of the field when he has clean air. But Phil Bodkin is right there in second. After that heavy hit in race 2, the mechanics have done a brilliant job to get that car back on the front row.
The championship tension is at a breaking point. John Buntakis starts in 4th, while the leader Rich Snape is back in 7th. This is the closest they have been on the grid all night.
Snape has to be careful. He is sandwiched between Jody Fannin and Chris Stokes, 2 pros who are not going to wait around. If Buntakis gets a good launch and clears Sabo early, Snape will be under massive pressure to respond.
20 minutes plus a lap remain to settle the scores for Event 3. The atmosphere is electric as the drivers prepare for one last push. The lights go out, and we are racing for the final time tonight. Marcin Moll gets a perfect launch, but Phil Bodkin is under immediate pressure from Buntakis.
Buntakis is not hanging around. He knows this is his chance to bridge that gap to Snape, while the points leader is stuck in the pack.
Contact already. Nigel Walters and Ben Nadine banging wheels through the first complex. It is absolute survival out there.
They just cannot stay away from each other. 3 separate touches in 5 seconds. Nadine managed to get ahead, but Walters is refusing to lift. That is just asking for a massive incident.
Daniel Kosick is making up ground fast. He has just cleared Neil Constable-Berry, and now he is looking at the championship leader.
And he gets it. Kosick dives past Rich Snape to move into 7th. Snape looks completely out of sorts in his final race. He is not defending with any confidence at all.
Robert Cormack is currently holding firm at the back of the pack, trying to find a rhythm after a difficult start to the race.
He needs to stay clear of that mess ahead with Walters and Nadine. If he stays patient, there will be positions gifted to him as this race progresses.
Stokes makes a move on Fannin as they head into the heavy braking zone. A classic pro-on-pro battle here.
Fannin isn't having it, though. He switches back and retakes the position immediately. That is some high-level racecraft from the race 2 winner.
Stokes sends it again. He manages to wedge his way past Fannin to move into 5th place.
Wait, Fannin is right back at him. He won't let Stokes settle and dives back down the inside to reclaim the spot. These two are putting on a clinic.
Contact at the front. Phil Bodkin and Greg Sabo have come together while fighting for 2nd place.
They are rubbing bodywork through the sequence. That's a massive risk with so much of the race left to go. Neither one of them is backing down an inch.
Whoa, Sabo has absolutely cleaned out Bodkin. The 2nd place man is facing the wrong way, and the pack is closing in.
That was a massive error at the apex. The stewards are already all over it with a penalty. He has just ruined both of their races in an instant.
The floodgates are open now. Buntakis, Fannin, and Stokes are all screaming past while they are still trying to recover.
Look at the positions dropping. Snape, Nadine, and Walters pick up the pieces too. From a podium fight to the back of the pack in 10 seconds.
Rich Snape is struggling massively. He has just lost out to Neil Constable-Berry, and Nadine is right there too.
He is a sitting duck. Nadine is through. And now Walters gets him as well. The championship leader is hemorrhaging positions in this final race.
Stokes manages to find a way past Kosick for 4th place, but Daniel is having none of it and dives back inside.
They are trading that 4th spot like it is the lead of the race. Fantastic wheel-to-wheel stuff from the Pro and Pro-Am contenders.
Neil Constable-Berry is continuing his strong run tonight. He has just snatched 5th place away from Daniel Kosick.
He is showing some serious pace in that Gary Beastie car. He has been patient all night, and it is really starting to pay off for him now.
Phil Bodkin is on the recovery trail. He has just managed to get back past Kosick for 8th position.
Wait, Kosick isn't backing down. He forces his way back through immediately. These mid-pack battles are absolutely relentless tonight.
Bodkin gets the move done on Kosick once again, but yet again, he can't make the position stick into the next corner.
It is like a mirror image of the last lap. They are so evenly matched on pace that neither one can break the toe and get away.
Bodkin is back at it again, diving past Kosick for 10th place as the clock runs down.
And for the third time in as many laps, Kosick responds immediately to retake the position. This is becoming a personal duel now.
Bodkin isn't giving up, though. He manages to edge ahead again. They are giving each other absolutely no breathing room.
They've touched. Bodkin and Kosick have come together again. That was inevitable with the way they've been racing.
Kosick takes advantage of the contact to move ahead, but Bodkin is still right on him, banging wheels once more.
This has gone beyond racing now. It is getting very personal out there. They are both lucky to still have four wheels on the car.
Martin Moll makes it 2 wins from 3 tonight. A dominant performance from pole position to close out the Sydney event.
He really is the king of the clean air. When he starts at the front, no one can touch him. A massive haul of points for the SW Performance driver.
Kosick is off. After that massive battle with Bodkin, he has finally lost it and gone straight into the wall.
He was pushing so hard to keep that gap, and it looks like the car just gave up on him. That is a devastating way to end a very fiery race.
Jody Fannin crosses the line in 2nd place. That is an incredible follow-up to his win in the 2nd race.
He had to fight through the traffic from 6th on the grid, and he did it with absolute clinical precision. He is definitely the driver of the night for me.
Chris Stokes rounds out the podium in 3rd. Another fantastic recovery drive from the back half of the grid.
He has been in the wars tonight, but his pace is undeniable. That is more silverware for the Kick-Ass Racing team to take home.
Martin Moll was in a class of his own at the front, but the real drama was the total collapse of the championship leader's pace. Rich Snape has had a disastrous night in Sydney.
He really has. John Boontakis has been the big winner in the title hunt, while the battle between Bodkin and Kosick was just explosive until that late crash. It was pure desperation out there.
With only 6 races left in the season, that 6-point gap at the top is surely gone. Boontakis has all the momentum heading into the final 2 events.
And keep an eye on Jody Fannin and Chris Stokes. They have been the fastest on track all night, and they are starting to loom large in the rearview mirrors of the top 5.
What an earth-shattering night for the championship standings. Martin Moll started the evening 10th in the table, but after a dominant showing, he leaves Sydney as our new leader on 152 points.
It has been a total disaster for Rich Snape and John Boontakis. Neither of them added a single point to their tallies tonight. When you are at the top, the pressure is immense, and tonight it clearly got the better of them.
Chris Stokes and Nigel Walters have capitalized beautifully, surging into the top 5. The pro drivers have finally found their rhythm and shifted the entire dynamic of the season.
Snape is now sitting 3rd and looking over his shoulder. He needs to find that early season form fast, or this title is going to slip through his fingers. I have been in that downward spiral, and it is a very hard place to climb out of.
6 races remain, and the hunt is wide open. Thank you for joining us for a wild night at Sydney Motorsport Park.